Justin Trudeau's so-called tax holiday is nothing more than an elaborate charade, an insidious gift of poverty wrapped in an illusion of relief and suffocating debt. The Liberal government is pulling a fast one, painting Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives as uncaring villains simply for opposing these measures. But let's cut through the rhetoric and face the harsh reality. A temporary GST tax break on select goods sounds tempting on paper, but don't let the marketing fool you. Instead of genuinely eliminating the federal portion of the sales tax, the Trudeau government is actually subsidizing the provinces for the revenue they'll be missing out on. It's a classic sleight of hand. Let's not mince words. This tax break, as revealed by the Parliamentary Budget Officer (PBO), is a staggering $2.7 billion trick. This isn't a boon for the taxpayers. It's a theft from provincial coffers, funneled into the black hole of federal deficit. Money that you, as a taxpayer, will be shackled with, complete with interest payments that will haunt you for years. And now let's talk about the much-hyped $250 rebate. While it's nice to think that 18.7 million Canadians might snag $250, a staggering 31 million taxpayers are left holding the bag, each paying an average of $322 to foot this bill. Why? Because that money, too, exists only in the convoluted world of borrowed funds that pile on debt and interest. On top of the direct costs, prepare for horror bureaucratic inefficiencies are poised to waste another $2.8 billion. The grand total for this so-called affordability measure? A grotesque $10 billion. Let that sink in. $322 stolen from 31 million taxpayers to distribute a measly $250 to a fraction of our population. But wait, there's more. Parliament recently stamped their approval on a mind-boggling $21.6 billion in new spending for programs like child services, dental care, and of course immigration. Because we still need to give handouts to those non-Canadians, right? Kick into high gear and you'll notice the Conservatives did oppose this flagrant fiscal irresponsibility, but Trudeau shamelessly framed their dissent as a lack of compassion for struggling Canadians. It's a disgraceful tactic, all smoke and mirrors. Trudeau himself has candidly admitted to having a slight learning disability when it comes to monetary policy, a rare moment of sincerity that lays bare his shocking lack of financial acumen. It's almost comical if it weren't so devastatingly tragic. The basic fiscal logic is clear. When drowning in debt, the first step is to cut spending. Instead, Trudeau and his band of liberals are taking the reckless route, spending even more, siphoning less revenue, and banking on a stagnating GDP per capita. Picture this. It's akin to irresponsibly racking up credit card debt while simultaneously taking a pay cut and having no plan to boost that income in the future. It's a catastrophic setup for bankruptcy. Here's the brutal kicker. MP Rick Perkins has pointed out that Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland's projected deficit of $40 billion could actually balloon to a staggering $60 billion, an overshoot of 50%. The Trudeau government has racked up more debt than all previous prime ministers combined, and the disturbing truth is that the quality of life for everyday Canadians is in freefall. The writing is splashed across the wall. As debt spirals out of control and incomes stagnate, Canadians are left owing more to a government that proves time and again it cannot manage its finances. Unless we see a dramatic overhaul, immediate spending cuts, and substantial sustainable tax relief, this reckless path will lead us headlong into economic collapse and widespread poverty. Are we truly willing to sit back and watch as our future becomes a fiscal nightmare? The time to wake up is now. As we stand on the precipice of financial chaos, it's clear that Canada cannot afford to ignore the reckless decisions being made at the highest levels of government. The charade of tax relief touted by Trudeau is nothing but a mirage, a fleeting illusion that distracts us from the harsh reality of spiraling debt and dwindling economic prospects. It begs the question, how much longer will Canadians tolerate this fiscal absurdity? We must rise, unite, and demand accountability before it's too late. What are your thoughts on this? Is this just political theater, or are we genuinely heading towards an economic disaster? Share your opinions in the comments below. If you found this analysis enlightening, consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more thought-provoking discussions on critical issues facing our nation. Your voice matters.